Hey, good evening, everybody. Pastor Michael coming to you here on this Wednesday night. Hope you're doing well today. Have been thinking a lot about the questions that people have for me through this as things start to open back up and we have to make decisions about what are we going to allow and not allow, what are we going to ask people to do and not do in terms of mask wearing, not mask wearing, singing or no singing, social distancing or no social distancing, what kind of gatherings are okay and not okay. As we consider opening things back up, here just a lot of questions, and there's all kinds of conflicting information that's out there for any position. There are 5 or 6 sources that I could cite you to back up that position. And many of them are contradictory. They contradict each other. So how to understand and make sense of this all is a very difficult and challenging thing for people who are in positions in which decision making has to be made. There are many people who are not in the position of decision making, who would love to make decisions for people who are in the decision making position, and they can't be or they aren't. And so anytime you make a decision or you decide to do something one way or the other, you're really saying to somebody else, "Hey, I don't agree with your position," or that's often how it's taken. And so there's a real challenge there, and something that weighs heavy on me as a pastor who makes decisions that affect other people. And I've talked to other decision makers who feel that same burden. The decisions that they make and the things they choose to do or not do and say or not say have an impact. Um, and on the one hand, I can be, it's be prideful about that. On the other hand, I can be very humble about that and just say, I know there are conflicting messages here, but here's what we decided and here's why. And so I would encourage you to be humble in terms of things that get decided that you may not agree with. And I was thinking, reflecting on all that, how might people respond to the decisions that we make, or things that get heard and said, and things that get made, decisions that get made, and our response to them. And I came across, almost by accident, really, in flipping through the Psalms, Psalm 131. If you get the chance, I'd encourage you to read it. It's very short; it's only 3 verses long. But I'm particularly interested in my own thoughts and feelings as it relates to all of this. What particularly struck me was the first verse, and it says this. This is a psalm of David. So this is David writing Psalm 131. And verse 1 says this: My heart is not proud, Lord. My eyes are not haughty. I do not concern myself with matters or things too wonderful for me. I often feel like I am forced to concern myself with matters that are too wonderful for me. There's just so many things I don't know and I don't understand and I can't learn about. I don't have the expertise, the knowledge, the time to learn about them. So I approach all of these things with great humility. And so I hope that through this process that all of us who make decisions and who live with the decisions that are made by others can say with David that our hearts are not proud, that we do not assume that we know more than somebody else, that we do not assume that those making the decisions don't know what they're talking about or thinking or doing, that we be humble in our approach to how we respond to decisions and decision makers, especially when we don't agree with them. Let's not have proud hearts. And so I'm really trying hard in my own life to not have a proud heart or haughty eyes that look at something and go to have haughty eyes means he needs to have kind of a knowing glance that, oh yeah, I know better than you. That certainly isn't a good attitude for any of us to have, but particularly Christians to have as these decisions are made. So as we concern, there are many things that are too wonderful for us. Great matters that we are dealing with right now that are too wonderful for us to know. And so I do hope and pray for a humble heart for myself and for you on this Wednesday night. And with that, may you seek that humble heart with the Lord's blessing. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine on you and be gracious to you. May the Lord turn his face toward you and give you his peace. Amen. Good night, and God bless you.